Hello and welcome to part 9 of a guide to Skyblock challenges. In this episode we're going to look at how to build your lake. I've built out a framework and used a water ladder to get down under this original surface. Squid, which is one of the items you'll need from your lake, only spawn between level 46 and 62. So you have to make sure you've got down far enough for your squid to spawn. So a rough guide is that if you are down far enough, the sky will turn from blue to black. Otherwise you can press F3 and that will give you the information on your X, Y and Z coordinates. So first thing you need to do is basically build what looks like a large cobblestone swimming pool, and it needs to be 3 blocks deep really. That makes it easiest for fishing and also easiest for filling the pool up with water. So rather than show you the whole build process, I'm going to speed it up. So here we are, speed building. This is another video where I messed up the sound, so there's no sounds from Minecraft in it. I need some torches to light up what I'm building, so you can see. So all you're really doing is building a flat platform with sides to hold the water. Now the description for the challenge is build a lake. I have no idea exactly what it means by a lake, but I assume that this will qualify. It's big enough to fish in and it's big enough to spawn the squid. I believe squid need a 6x6 area of water to spawn in. But I'm not sure. Anyway, this is plenty big enough and plenty deep enough. If you make your lake too shallow, your fishing float will hit the bottom. So to make filling the lake easier, I'm now building a level to make the lake only 1 block deep. If you do this, then speed it up. It's much easier to put the water into the lake because you fill in the top layer and then when you knock these blocks away it automatically fills in the lower layers, and also it's much quicker to fill a single layer with a little trick that will show you when we get to it. Just fill in little holes and then we can get to filling the lake up. So there's a little trick to filling the lake which involves first of all completely filling the back row. Oh, and we have a bat flying around. And there's another good tip. Either put a water source near where you've built the lake or put it near to your normal water source. So what you want is this back layer, water on the back wall, to be flat and smooth. You need another couple of buckets to do. You can tell when you've got it right, because not only is the back smooth, but the front where the water's flowing will be straight as well. So there we have it. The back layer is smooth and the water's flowing straight at the front. So now you don't need to fill in all the other rows. If you put your water down up to the side, a couple of blocks in front, as you see, automatically fills in those two rows. So instead of having to put buckets all over to try and fill it in, all you have to do is put a few buckets down the side and you'll get a filled in top layer of your lake. The other thing about spawning squid is they don't mind if it's light or dark. So you don't have to light this area up for them to spawn, and you don't have to darken it down, they'll just spawn as long as there's water. So it is a bit tricky bobbing around to get to the right block, but if you miss the right block, it doesn't really matter that much. So you can see every time it's filling all the rows in, and the front is then straight again. So we're almost finished. Another 2 or 3 buckets should do it. And put one in this front corner. As you can see, the whole lot just fills itself in, which makes life much easier. Now all you have to do to completely fill your lake is to knock out that extra layer of blocks, and the water fills the lake as deep as you have made your tank. And we'll speed this up as well. So we're simply removing this entire layer of blocks and leaving ourselves with a 3 block deep lake. There we're done. We've been for a swim to collect up all the blocks, and now we can head back. Road block there, and there we have it, one completed lake, which is now ready for a spot of fishing and hopefully some squid hunting. So we'll make ourselves a fishing rod, and for that you need 2 string and 3 sticks. You put the 3 sticks in a diagonal line, the 2 string down the side under the top. I'll put the bucket back in there. So now we're ready to fish. So you simply point at the water, right click, and your float is cast out into the water. It will bob up and down a few times, and the time it takes to actually catch a fish is pretty random. Sometimes a fish will be on the hook before it's actually risen to the surface, and other times it can take a minute or so. But we can stand here watching the setting sun and waiting for our fish. You'll get a splash and the float will disappear. Still waiting, and there we have it. One raw fish, and to complete the challenges you need 10 of those, which just takes some time, and you also need the ink from the squid, which just involves swimming around and hitting them with a sword. You don't need a lot of ink. You can build automatic squid killers, but there's not really much point. For some reason our tree's on fire. So there we have it. We have the squid ink, we have the fish, and we have our lake. And that's the end of this episode. In the next episode we're going to be looking at growing our giant mushrooms and crafting the last small pieces we need to finish the challenges. I hope you've enjoyed this video, and I will see you in the next episode.